Yo, next up on the decks, first time in the ACL, can we get some love for DJ Pinch?
I'm Pinch. I make dubstep music and I run a couple of dubstep labels, main one being Tectonic. I've been making music since beginning of 2004. Before that I was DJing. I used to DJ jungle and drum and bass mainly, and I kind of got a little bit bored with that end of the music and started flitting around, checking out some other bits and pieces, and in the process fell in love with dubstep around the end of 2003. And at the time there was literally just a handful of releases available, so if you wanted to DJ and you wanted to play for more than 20-30 minutes, you kind of had to have some ammunition of your own. So I just started making beats to play out and to swap with other producers, and luckily was picked up on, and you know, it kind of grew from there really. For me personally, I've had a lot of, I guess you can hear it in a lot of my music, I have a lot of kind of deep techno influences. I really like the kind of headspace that you can get into listening to quite minimal techno for a few hours. It takes you into a really deep, thoughtful place. I'm not especially secretive about my production techniques. There's not a lot to shout about really. It's a very simple setup. I have this desk as well, which doesn't get used as much as it should do. It's sitting there looking rather dominating in the room, but you know, I think just it doesn't matter what you use if you're comfortable with it. The first thing you should do is get to know the program and whatever it is you're using to make tunes. You need to get to understand it and get the most out of it. And you know, I think there's too many people who are jumping on getting whatever the latest thing is and they never really explore what they've got. So I think it doesn't really matter as long as you know what you're doing with it. I guess the best thing about this kind of situation for me as an artist and running a label is just a sense of being directly involved in putting stuff out there. I know that sounds like a very simple thing, but you know, it was really exciting for me the first time I heard one of my tunes get played on BBC Radio 1. You know, the feeling of thinking, right, this is something I've done and now it's out there. That's great, you know. I mean, not everyone will like it, but some people will, and I'm always surprised. I'm always quite selfish with my approach to music making. I tend to make it for myself, and it's always nice when other people kind of appreciate what you're doing as well. A kind of strange experience last time I was in Tokyo where someone took me to a random bar, and as I walked in they were playing my album, which I think was really, the odds of that happening were so low, but you know, it just made you think. You know, you do stuff, you make music, and then it goes, you know, people are listening to it and getting vibes off it. I think that's amazing. Yeah. I have genuinely heard of Adult Swim, and I have seen a couple of episodes of the Aqua Teen Hunger Force. Is there one called Ham Banana episode or something like that? It was pretty out there. I never actively sort of decided this is how I'm going to make my living. It was just a hobby, and it grew from quite naturally, just from, you know, doing little bits on the weekends to finding more and more and more of my time being taken up with it. So yeah, I mean, I'm still not sure if it's what I'm planning on doing for a living. Who knows? But it's going well at the moment, so I'll ride that train while it's rolling. We can leave it there if you're happy with that. I think we've covered quite a lot.